Hey, my beautiful friends. Hope you all are doing well today. I apologize in advance for not having uploaded a video in like 2 days. Um, I've just been kind of tired. I started a video yesterday and I was going to upload it, but then I decided that I didn't like part of the video, so I just deleted it and stuff. But I wanted to come on here and just kind of talk about the last couple of days with you guys and share with you guys kind of my 2 different bags that I like to bring out with me and give you guys an idea of what is in my bags and everything of the sort, and just show you guys a couple of little things that we got at the thrift store yesterday. So let's start with thrift store finds from yesterday. Hubby and I went out and we went to a thrift store yesterday and stuff after we went and got some food together before we went to our D&D game, and I found this little mouse. So we got this little mouse, and he has little magnets in his paws. In his little paws. Excuse me, guys. And I just love him. He's so freaking adorable. Look at this face. So, first off, we got that. And then, one of my comfort shows, if you guys saw the community post, one of my comfort shows, I have a lot of comfort shows, but one of them is Frozen. Both Frozen 1 and Frozen 2. And everything. So, when we went to the thrift store, I got real excited for this. I found both Elsa and Anna from Frozen. So, I got very excited. And everything for those 2. So those were the thrift store finds from yesterday. And then one of the other things is today we went to the mall, and I really wanted this little guy and everything. I'd seen him multiple times before, and I love him so much, or her. And everything, and it's this baby. It's a macaroon. I love it so much. So, and I wasn't gonna get it. I had been seeing it multiple times. I'd seen this little girl, and we never got around to getting it. I kept putting it off and putting it off and putting it off and putting it off and not getting it. And then yesterday, we went to the mall, and we were going to go into Hallmark, and I knew, based on how I felt emotionally yesterday, I knew that walking into the Hallmark store meant we were going to go into the section with the Squishmallows, because the Squishmallows at our Hallmark are all 50% off. And so I knew that if I went into the Hallmark store, I was going to want it. So I literally told my husband, I was like, hey, let's just go. And he's like, what's going on? What's wrong? I'm like, it's nothing. I'll get over it. And he's like, get over what? And so I told him. And he's like, I'm the guy. I love my husband so much. You guys don't even understand. He was like, let's go get it. I'm like, are you sure? Because I don't ever want him to feel like my emotions or the way that I feel about things or the struggles that I have, I don't ever want him to feel pressured into buying me the stuff just because I have a hard time sometimes with moving past certain things. So, yeah. He ended up getting it for me, and I almost broke down in tears. I was so emotional over it. So, I was real emotional over it. And he ended up getting the thing for the Squishmallow for me, and I was so thankful to him, and I literally I wanted to cry. I literally wanted to cry. But yeah, that's what we ended up with yesterday when we went out. Yesterday we ended up with thrift store finds. Today he got me that. So that's kind of where we are. So, okay, now let's talk about the bags. So I have 2 different bags. The first one you all have seen is my Bluey backpack. I love my Bluey backpack and everything. And in here I have my medical stuff and the necessities for me to be able to get through the day. medically and stuff like that, because you guys know I have a lot of medical issues and everything, including autism, mental health issues, all of that. So first we have this bag and everything, and on the outside of the bag we got several fidgets. We have a little stuffy friend, we have this little fidget, and then we have this little guy here, and then on one side I have a mini umbrella just in case, because it's been, I swear it feels like the rain has been following us everywhere lately. So I have an umbrella with me at all times, because it just, like I said, it feels like the rain has been following us lately. When we went to my mom's, it rained there. Before we left, it rained. We've come back, it's been raining. So it feels like the rain has literally followed me everywhere. So I have just kept an umbrella with me at all times. But I also, besides the umbrella, I also have cream and stuff. This is the Aquaphor cream for healing ointment advanced therapy, because I have very dry skin and I break out very easily and stuff, and I'm very sensitive to a lot of things, and I have allergies, and that's the one thing that I found helps, as well as eczema. I sometimes get eczema, so that helps. So we have a front pocket and stuff, and in the front pocket I have several like fidget things. I keep fidgets pretty much everywhere. You guys will see I have a bag dedicated to comfort items and fidgets, things of that sort. But I also keep fidgets and stuff in my medical bag as well. But the first thing is we have this little Chewy. It is like an Oreo cookie type thing, and I have a little thing so I can put it around my wrist and stuff. So we have this. I also do have my bracelet that is also a Chewy thing, as well as my little hair scrunchies. So we have that in here. We also have this little bear that's like a pop thing. So I have that in there as well. I also keep my little fidget cube. It's purple and pink. And I don't actually know if this is an official ANSI Lab fidget cube or not. It does say fidget cube on it right there, but I don't know if it's an official or not. I don't actually know. I also have this, I think these are called loopies or something like that. But I have this in here as well. And then I also keep just a couple more items in here. But I also have these ear headphones that I like to keep in my bag and stuff, so I keep those in there. And then I also have my two little cards, engraved cards that I keep from my husband and stuff like that, for when I'm having a hard time emotionally, things like that. So I have that in that front pocket. And then we have the big main section of the bag. I also have my iPad with me generally, but my iPad is currently charging, so that's not going to be in there. But you guys have seen my iPad many times before. I have I have a bunch of napkins, because I use napkins for everything, to wipe things down, for my nose because of allergies, for if I accidentally like make myself bleed because I've scratched myself or something. Like, I have napkins. I don't ever go anywhere without napkins. So that's just something that never leaves my side. Next, I have a couple little comfort items and stuff. So we have these two little guys, this little like chihuahua type thing, and this little birdie. I have an entire story related to birds and everything that I may tell as a story time at some point, from when I think I was in high school when this happened, but I rescued a baby bird and helped rehabilitate the bird and everything and whatnot. But it's a whole story, so I'll share that at some point. If you guys want to know the story, I can do a mini story time for you guys. But let me know down in the comments if you guys want to know the bird story. So I've got those two. I have this little cow blankie in here as well. I've had this for quite a while. If you guys know, I do have a big blankie that I like to sleep with. So I have this big one that I sleep with at night. So I like to keep mini versions of stuff like that for when I travel or when I'm out of the house, because I get severe anxiety and social anxiety and stuff like that. And I also have a lot of trauma and a lot of different other issues, and this is something that comforts me. You guys will notice a theme. I have a lot of comfort items. I bring a lot of comfort items. And besides the stuff that you will see here, I generally will also have like an actual stuffy that I carry with me, which I will show you guys kind of the general gist of that. But yeah, so we have this little blankie in here. Next, I have my ear defenders. I have a bunch of ear defenders. Like, I have an entire bin full of ear defenders, and I always choose ones. And right now, the ones I'm into wearing are these little pink ones that have like the little unicorn on them. So these are the ones that are currently in my bag. But the type of ear defenders that I use do change. I have different patterns, different colors, things like that. So those are just the current ones that are in my bag at the moment. The next thing that we have is I have my lanyard. So I have my disability lanyard, my sunflower lanyard. And on here I have communication cards. I have loop earplugs, and then I have this that just basically says I'm autistic and stuff about autism. So I have this, and this always is either around my neck or in my bag. I don't always keep the communication cards on it when I'm wearing it around my neck. It really just depends. But if I'm not wearing it around my neck, generally I like to keep the communication cards on it just for easy access, I guess. So I have that. Next, we have this little bag. As you guys can hear, there's stuff in here, mostly medications. So I have naproxen in here because this is what really helps with my migraines. It is like the best thing I found for pain and migraines. I have some eye drops for my allergies. I have actual allergy meds. I keep these pretty much everywhere. I have a bottle in my car that I keep. And then I keep one downstairs, and I have this one, and I have one that I keep up here as well. So I have those with me. I have some solution for cleaning my glasses. I have some nail clippers because I have a bad habit of picking at my nails when I'm anxious or when I'm stressed. And to avoid making myself bleed, I have nail clippers with me. And then I have Tums because I have a lot of gastric problems. So that is the stuff that I keep in this little bag. You guys will notice that this little bag is not the only medical bag that is in my bag, is in this blue backpack. This is just one of them. So I have that. The other bag that I have is this bag. This is my Hello Kitty bag. I do have a lanyard on here that says disabled, please be patient with me. I do have a lanyard that says hidden disabilities, which I might put on here because it is kind of a way for people to know that it is for medical reasons and stuff like that. So I might add that one to here. But this is my Hello Kitty little bag. And in here I have a bunch of stuff. So I have my inhaler. I have nasal spray. I have a comb. I have a bunch of little like hair ties, things of that sort. A little brush for my teeth and stuff like that. I have my EpiPens in here, and I have some feminine products in here as well. So that's kind of the stuff that I keep in this bag. So this is like my emergency bag pretty much, which is like the big important things are the inhaler and the EpiPens. Those have to be with me at all times. So that is how I keep them with me and stuff, is by keeping them in there, and that keeps them safe and it keeps them from being easily accessible in case of necessity. Thankfully, I have not had to use an EpiPen in several years. However, I've come close to needing an EpiPen several times. So for my own peace of mind, I like to keep them with me. Next thing that we have is I have a blanket. I always like to keep a blanket as a comfort item because I love blankets. They are a comfort item. I do have a blanket, like a big blanket that I keep in the car, but I like to have one in my bag just in case. I have found it very helpful. I generally also have my, what is it called? My weighted blanket, lap blanket, but I don't know where that currently is. I think it's in the car, but I'm not sure. So I will have to find it because I like to have that with me. So for right now, we just have this here. I also have my glasses case, a glasses case in here. And in the glasses case, I always keep a pair of earplugs just in case. I like to have this with me just for, again, emergency reasons. Another couple of things that I keep with me is I keep my prayer book with me. Party pink prayer book. Pretty pink prayer book. So I like to keep that with me. I also like to keep a notebook with me, and I also keep a 5-minute story book with me for if I'm having a hard time. I like to have a book to read or something. Journaling always helps. I also have a pen in here as well, but I know I have a pen in here, but I don't exactly figure out where exactly it is. But I do typically also keep a pen in my bag, so I don't know. I don't have to figure out where my pen is, because I don't actually know where my pen is right now. But anyway, I do typically also keep a pen in my bag, which is the only thing that's not right now accessible, but whatever. We're just gonna roll with it. Roll with the punches. So yeah, that is currently all the stuff that is within the Bluey bag at the moment. And stuff like that. Again, I do tend to keep a lot of this stuff with me at all times. And things like that. So that is the Bluey bag. Next we have this bag, which is my comfort bag. So, and it is a Fox bag. I found it at the thrift store in Virginia Beach, and I have a little paw print that has clicky buttons and a little guy on here as well. So we have a couple little fidgets in here, but not very many. So this has 2 pockets as well. In the first pocket, I have my headphones, as well as my Raycon earbuds. And the other thing that I keep in here as well is I do keep my Switch in here, because I do like to use my Switch when we're on the road sometimes, or if we're somewhere at like a coffee shop or something. I do like to have that with me. Next, we have this little lovey, and this one says Doudou et Compagnie from Paris. It's a little kitty cat and stuff. I love it so much. Little cuddly thing I can stick in my pocket if I need a comfort item. So I have this little kitty cat. You guys know I love cats. I have 4 cats, so we have that. Next, we have this Tangle, Furry Tangle, I think it's called. Isn't he cute? So I've got this little guy. I also have Marie in here. Okay, I'm gonna put this. I also have Marie. She, ever since I got her, she is a thrift store find, and ever since I got her from the thrift store, she has basically come with me pretty much everywhere. She's always in my bag at all times. So She has been with me a lot. And then we also have some little plushies as well. So we have these two. You guys have seen this guy before. He comes with me pretty much everywhere. And then this guy, we also found at a thrift store. And I kind of got attached to this little guy. So he also has been in my bag a lot. And then the other thing, and the other guy that you guys have seen a lot in my videos, I think. Ping Ping or Pingu. He has two names. He is one of my biggest comfort items at the moment. He kind of really ties in terms of like comfort items and stuff like that, like big comfort items for me that like go with me everywhere, or that I genuinely bring with me pretty much no matter where I go, are these two at the moment. Ping Ping and Marie. They're like the two big ones. So we have that. Next, we have this little bag, which I'm not sure if I'm going to change this out or not for a different bag, but we have this bag and stuff, which says Radiate Positivity. And this bag has all of like my fidgets and stuff like that. So we have Cats in a Cradle string in here. Not sure how I'm going to do this in terms of like making sure I don't lose stuff. We have a little snake friend in here, which I'm not going to go into detail. You guys have seen the videos. We have this, which is good for stress relief. So we got that. I have this, which is actually originally a cat toy. But we have multiple of them, and I kept one of them. The other cats have them as well, so we have one of these. I have this, which is like metal, like magnetic little balls that are have different textures on them, and they're weighted, so that feels really nice. I like to have those. These are, again, little magnetic things, and they have little textures, different textures on them, and I like using these a lot. So those are some other ones that I keep in there. I have a lot of different textured worry stones. Different sizes, different shapes, different things like that. So we've got those in there. I have a little weighted frog friend. I have some prayer beads that I got when I was with my mom. We went to a store that had a bunch of prayer beads and rosary beads, and I got this because I like the texture of them and stuff, and I love beads. I love holding beads. They're very comforting to me, so I got these. I also have another Chewy here, just in case. This is a little kitty cat. And then we also have this, which is a little like maze that has a little marble, and it's ocean themed. So we've got that. And I've got several different little things like this, which they're the sticky things. They have sections on them, and you can like stick them to surfaces. So like if we're at like restaurants or somewhere, I can stick them to different surfaces and use them. I love using stuff like that. I find a lot of comfort in using those kind of things. So that's what's in my fidget bag at the moment, and everything. So now I gotta figure out how I'm going to fit all of this back into the actual bag itself, because it was a whole thing trying to get them in to begin with. So now that I've taken everything out, gotta figure out how I'm gonna put everything back. But we will make it work, right guys? We make things work. We figure it out, we make it work, we do what we need to do, we get it done. So I think I must have it. There we go. So, fidget bag complete. Alright. And then the final and last thing, I think, that's in here, yes, is this. This is a fidget little busy board, I think it's what it's called. Different things, keep you busy, keep your hands occupied, keep your mind occupied. So, that is also in here. I have these. Good for long car rides, good for travel, good for whatever. So, yeah. That, my friends, is all the stuff that I keep in my bag. I know, it's a lot, it's crazy, but it's what works for me. And you know what? If it works for you, that's what matters, right? So, don't be afraid to do things differently and to do things in a way that makes you feel good, that makes you happy and everything. Whether it works for anybody else shouldn't really matter, right? Like, you do what works for you. And if it helps you to carry around stuffies and fidgets and sensory items, that's okay. But I do have to figure out where my weighted lap pad is, because I'm a little upset that I don't know where that is currently. So, anyway, I think it's in the car, so I might have to just leave it till tomorrow. But anyway, that is it for now. I hope you guys enjoyed this little video. I hope you guys enjoyed seeing some of the stuff that I keep with me. These are regular things, and like, there will be other things that I will occasionally bring. So, like, my little Dino friend, I will occasionally bring. Oh, I forgot. I also keep my little book, my photo album. This is another thing that I almost always have with me. It doesn't matter where I go. It is usually with me in one of my bags. So that is one of the items that I forgot to share, because I actually had it out earlier today because I was sharing stuff with a friend. So that's actually going to go in my bag as well, because I like to have my photo album with me. So anyway, the other things that I like to keep occasionally, as you guys know, I will sometimes bring Spike here. He is my weighted dinosaur from Breezy World. I will also bring Petunia. You guys have seen Petunia. She is another regular that comes out with me when I go out of places. I think you guys saw her in a video from a couple days ago. So, she also comes out with me. Elsa and Anna have been coming out with me a lot regularly lately. So, I have different stuffies that I will occasionally bring out with me. They kind of get rotated. Different ones go with me at different points. But at the moment, those are some of the regulars that go with me and stuff like that. So, anyway, I love you guys so very much. Thank you guys so very much for being there for me and everything through all of the chaos. And, oh, also an update. I did find my credit card, by the way. It's kind of useless now, but I did find it. It was exactly where I thought it was. Basically, I had it in the house. I'd come inside the house. I'd probably fallen out of my pocket when I went to go to the bathroom, and it somehow ended up underneath of the bath rug. So, anyway, that is it. I love you guys. As always, remember, if you're going through it, you'll get through it, and remember who you are, and I will talk to you guys in the next video. Love you guys. Bye!